So, redlining. More Race Hustler Rhetoric coming right on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So I have more Race Hustler Rhetoric for y'all. Now, redlining is an example of historical crime, at least in the context that black people use it. But I want to say that this is like, I made several videos of episodes of redlining as far as Race Hustler Rhetoric goes. Now, the reason why I'm having to make these videos is because black people keep crying about redlining. And I would have to say that redlining is the #1 example of Race Hustler Rhetoric that you will ever hear. You know, all these blacks have been brainwashed and programmed with this word. They heard somebody say it, so they all parrot, follow the leader. And most of them can't even explain what it is. Matter of fact, I'll be shocked if you can find 10% of black people who can adequately explain exactly what redlining is. Well, if you watch my videos, you will. But anyway, so what is redlining? Essentially, redlining has to do with your credit. And if you understand the credit bureaus, they have basically 2 scales in which they use to measure credit. Of course, the official scale is the number scale, but there's also a color scale. Now, in this color scale, there are pretty much 5 colors. You have green. Green is the best color. This is given to the people with the best credit rating. And then there's light green, and then there's yellow, and there's orange, and finally, red is the worst color. This is given to the people with the worst credit. And of course, the red in redlining comes from that red color on the color scale. Now, just like your personal credit, everybody has a personal credit rating based upon your behavior, where areas are also given credit ratings. This is based upon the behavior of the people in the area. Now, your personal credit that you have is not based off of your skin shade. It's not based off of where you're born. It's not based off who your parents are. It's based off of your behavior and what you do with your credit or what somebody else may have done with your credit. Whether it be fraud, somebody open up accounts fraudulently in your name, or your mom will open up something in your name, account, which is something that's quite common in the black community. But your personal credit rating is going to be determined by what was done with your credit and how responsible, for the most part, how responsible you were for your credit, because your credit being bad is going to be responsible basically mainly because of you. Or if you do the things that's going to cause you to have good credit, you'll have good credit. If you do the things that's going to cause you to have bad credit, you're going to have bad credit. But that's entirely up to you. Now, how they determine credit is kind of like a guarded industry secret. But if you really need to know, you can find out. You can go to a credit repair course or something like that, and they'll tell you the things that you can do to improve your credit. But essentially, like I said, your credit rating is entirely up to you. Now, when it comes down to area credit ratings, again, that's up to the people in the area. If there's an area in which people are doing the things that lenders will believe that it'll be difficult to get your money back, well, this is going to be a horrible place to lend in, and they're going to be given a red credit, giving a bad credit and a official color of red, meaning this area is a horrible place to lend to. If you have an area with high crime rates, poor academic performance in the schools are horrible, so that they're putting out a bad work product, a lot of single homes, a lot of hoods and ghettos. If you get somebody money to open up a shop somewhere, they're just as likely to be more than likely to be robbed than to make a profit. So it's going to be more difficult for them to pay the lender their money back. So they have every right to discern when you borrow money, what are you doing with it, and how are you going to pay us back? Lenders they have every right to be concerned about this. And if an area is a credit risk to lend in, you can't blame the lender for taking that into consideration. You'd have to blame the behavior of the people in that area. not the lenders. And this is, again, a problem with leftists is the one thing about leftists is they seem to have allergic reactions to blaming and laying responsibility where it's supposed to be laid. They always want to put responsibility on the people who are not responsible and take responsibility from the people who are. But the people in the community determines what the area credit rating is going to be. And if the people are doing bad things and doing the things that's going to make it a difficult place to lend in, that's on the people. You have to blame the people in the community. Now, there was a point in time in which supposedly, white people wrongfully gave black areas a credit rating of red, so they have an excuse to deny black people lending to invest in their community. I'm pretty sure that happened. Now, what's the extent of it? Black people always make these phrases that they were just arbitrarily going on everywhere, but we don't know how much redlining was going on, where the redlining. But we can all agree that at some point in time, black communities in the past were purposely giving red credit ratings or poor credit ratings so that the racist people could have a legitimate excuse to not lend to the black community, so that black community cannot grow and ascend and improve economically. I'm pretty sure this has happened, but that's just simply not the case anymore. Redlining as it exists today is completely legitimate. Okay, lenders today have no invested interest in not lending to someone because that's their business model. They lend to people and they make their money when you pay your money back in interest. So if your personal credit is bad, it's because of your behavior. And if the credit rating of an area is bad and considered a risk to lend into, it's because of the people in the area, not because of systemic racism. Again, I agree that there was a point in time when black communities were falsely, certain black communities, we don't know how wide and extensive it was, but there were certain black communities that were falsely being given a red label so that the racist people had an excuse to not lend to the blacks. But like I say, I'm pretty sure it happened, but that's not a fact of the day. So black people crying about redlining in today's America is absolute BS. Anyway, y'all, if you ever hear any of these blacks crying about redlining, well, now you know, and knowing it's half the battle. And as always, y'all, until next time.